All right, if you're not the type of person who often gets what they want, you're not gonna fucking understand anything I'm saying, basically. But if you are, then you understand where I'm at right now. 'Cause I just, in the last week or so, I basically just gotten a whole bunch of shit that I wanted, and that's basically been my life. Like in my life, I usually get what I want. It's a weird position to be in, because it's not like I could just fucking turn it on and off or whatever, but it just is what it is. So, I've been in shock basically for the last few days or so on just how crazy it is that I've just gotten pretty much everything I've wanted. You know what I mean? And it's like it's a weird position to be in also because my life is, you could say my life is in shambles. It's difficult to find reasons that it's not. I mean, just to fucking summarize it. But the fact of the matter is, I've gotten what I fucking wanted. And I think, what it is about it too is, so the mother of my child, realistically, is the only person in my life who has seemed to either relate or understand that weird fucking thing of getting what you want. And not never, because this started fucking happening, but like everybody else would hinder it somehow. You know what I mean? Like kind of hinder getting what you want. She never hindered it and never seemed to be shocked at me getting what I wanted. And when you get what you want, it's kind of, and I'm not talking about things that you could pay for or things that you can manipulate people for. I'm talking about like when people and life and things just seemingly on their own just give you what you wanted. I mean, shit like that. It's difficult to talk about because it's not, like I said, it's not, the easiest way I can put it is when I was younger, for some reason, somehow, if I wanted my grandparents to win the lotto, they would win the lotto, right? And, I understand also I'm a kid, so I'm not really understanding all this is happening, but it was happening. Like, in other words, they'd be like, yo, what's going to be the winning number? I'd be like, this is the winning number. Then they would fucking win it, right? And then you would think that, you could just fucking, all right, cool, then I'm just going to always fucking wish for the fucking winning number, whatever. But then it's not really like that because you don't really, I could say for me, myself, you don't really, at that point, it's like, well, what if that's just a wish? You know what I mean? And then it's like, well, then do I want them to just win the $500 or should they fucking win the fucking big lotto? You know what I mean? And then it's like, well, then what do I really want? Then I don't know if I really want that. And then am I fucking really all that fucking special? Like, who the fuck am I to be able to be wishing these things and wanting these things, blah, 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 right? So that's how that shit went down for me. You know what I mean? So it's not like you could just fucking, just, oh, I want this, I'm gonna get that, right? You know what I mean? It's not that fucking simple. And it's kind of like what I'm dealing with what I got right now, where it's like, it's also, right now I'm also dealing with one of those, like, the Lord or God or whatever, they close one door and then they open another one kind of shit. That also just kind of happened recently. So it's like, yo, you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just dealing with the, I think there's a couple things, you know what I mean? One, the once again, I've dealt with this, I don't know how many fucking times in life, just the kind of somewhat shock of like, yo, wow, I'm really getting, I've gotten what I've wanted, but what the fuck is it that I've wanted, you know what I mean? And so there's that, but then there's other things missing, like, in other words, I'm still missing the why for a lot of fucking shit, including why would I get what I fucking want, you know what I mean? But in this situation, it's kind of like, this is a combination of shit I've worked for, but also shit just fucking all seems to be falling in a weird way. And it's not, like, it's nothing, a lot of shit could still fucking happen, but, it's the realization of lately of like, yo, I've gotten a lot of shit I've wanted. I've gotten a lot of shit I fucking wanted. And that's not weird in the sense of, that's not weird for me. That's been my life, but then also still, that brings that general fucking question of like, yo, what the fuck, you know what I mean? Like, I know I'm not the only one, you know what I mean? But it's like, I also know that a lot of people, they get this shit they want, either paying for it or manipulating people or whatever. I kind of actually made a very decision really that I didn't like that. And so that differentiates me, period, from other people who get what they want. And then like I'm talking about like just weird shit, man. It's just also one of the things that just kind of keeps fucking repeating in my fucking head lately. One of the last conversations I had, actually not really one of the last, but I remember having this conversation with the mother of my child, where she was like, "Yo, the truth is unbelievable, Charlie." And for some reason, the way she said it and how she fucking said it, like I realized at that moment that like my truth, like just me, like just independent of her, of anything else, and independent of the conversation we're having, just me, like just my life. If I have to say it out loud, as I've done pretty much, or I've written about it at least, a lot of it just fucking sounds fucking unbelievable. And understanding that, hey, like the craziness, like that dude, like I never thought I'd be this kind of person, and that is not. It doesn't even fucking mean anything really. But like that dude, his daughter, I ended up making out with his daughter one night, but I didn't know it was his daughter. You know what I mean? And there was nothing wrong about it. But it's like also like fucking it's just like it's one of those fucking just weird. You know, it sounds unbelievable. Like it sounds like it's just fucking all of it. Me knowing all the details about it sounds unbelievable, and I can't even give you all the details. And so it's just fucking whatever. But yeah, yo. So I guess even this right now is kind of guess what I wanted in a certain sense, where it's like I'm snapping a little bit more to the reality is that I'm getting what I wanted, and I need to kind of just fucking deal with it. But it's just, you know, I guess, yeah, I'm going to kind of go on a little bit longer with it because there's this thing about it where I think what bothers me as I see a fucking family is that I had thought, and it seemed very much like me and the mother of my child had very much, we understood each other, even down to this little weird shit of getting what I want. You know what I mean? Like, it's just it's difficult to explain it. Like fucking shit that I'm ignoring right now. Like I got a DM from Diella, who I've talked about, my twin soul or whatever, which sounds crazy to even fucking say as it is because we're not that close, but it's always just been really like that. Whatever. Anyway, like even with her, like I could say like yo. One of the things about it is I feel as if we've always enjoyed each other's company a lot. And one of the things that she had seemed to enjoy is that shit of me, like getting what I want, and understanding it at a deeper level, you know what I mean? Like just kind of really understanding how frustrating that can actually be to get what you want. And so, you know, with her is really the only person, the other person I could say that there's been that deeper kind of like, wow, real understanding about it. Milton as a dude, kind of, but not really, you know what I mean? But then, you know, with the mother of my child, it was more like we both used it to our advantage, you know what I mean? Like as a couple. Like it was like, yo, like I can remember specific times where certain things happened where even I was just like, yo, like I don't know what to tell you. Like that's crazy. It's exactly what I wanted. You know that and I know that, but I couldn't really explain to you how that happened. You know, we both know I kind of worked for it as well, but it's also like it's like where I'm at right now, where it's like you know, it's like what the hell fucking DM from Diella. That shit, you know, realistically explains a lot. And it's also happening at a time where, you know, whether it had been a whole plan or whatever, it just explains a lot. And to a point that it doesn't make me crazy, where there was a point in time where it definitely made me fucking crazy. Whether it had been purely psychological issues or fucking spell issues or whatever the fuck it is, totally fucking different thing. And you know, I worked for that in a certain sense. I want to definitely get to the point where it's like, yo, all right, I can have a realistic and reasonable exchange of an interaction with this person because, you know, it's fucking Diella. You know, it just is what it is, you know. There's not a lot of reasons, if any, that I should react the way I had previously. Is the only way I'll put that. So yeah. Anyway, without rambling, the fucking getting what I want and shit. It's crazy. Crippling anxiety. Crippling anxiety. And I'm just barely being able to get over it. That fucking shit about fucking talk therapy or whatever. I still think it's fucking hilarious. Because, it is what it is. It's even apparently if you just talk to yourself, although, I mean, obviously I'm not just talking to myself with this, I'm getting it out there. But I don't know. I think it's interesting because I've always thought people who talk to themselves are kind of fucking weird. I guess because even though I've spent a lot of time alone, I don't often talk to myself. So I've always just kind of thought it was kind of, I don't know, it's always seemed a little, I don't know, I always thought if you did it like with a purpose, like if you were practicing a speech or some shit like that, obviously that makes sense. But also it's something that people do alone. So it's also like, it's one of those things I always feel like I can't really know, how much it's, people really do it in comparison to myself, because there's no real way to get that data or whatever. Anyway, though, I do feel as if it has helped a little bit with the anxiety. Just fucking starting to fucking talk about this shit. It's also just, it all sounds so fucking unbelievable as it is. That it's like even with this fucking getting what I want shit, like right now, let me talk about that. Like, I can't even express how perfect the weather is right here. You know what I mean? And it's like fucking SF. You know what I mean? Like, this San Francisco in a lot of ways is everything I want. Is everything, including this shit with like the weather. It's like, it's fucking middle of summer, but it's like fall. This is my favorite type of fucking weather. I'm not in the best mood, I guess, but like, it's just, I don't know. It's like, it's hard to explain. Like, it's fucking, this is everything that I would have wanted. Almost makes me want to start crying. Because obviously there's a lot of things missing. So, it is what it is. But, also, I'm not, it is what it is. Like, I'm not in the same mindset I was 8 years ago. There's a lot of things different. So, which is also what I would have wanted, and have wanted and do want. So, like, no matter how I put it, I can't be ungrateful, for that. I gotta hit that fucking shit too. This fucking, anyway, hopefully I don't want to hit more than 15 minutes on this shit. So, anyway.